LA Beast here, and today my mission for this video is quite simple, and all that I plan on doing right here, right now, Lindsey, from Santino and myself, quite possibly, if this is true, saying happy birthday. Now, and, at the top of the message, it does say this is for a birthday. Happy birthday, Lindsey. But secondly, also, thank you. I appreciate all your support. And you know what, Santino? Heck yeah. Well, you know what? Heck yeah, Santino, for typing words, and those words specifically said, you are a 10 out of 10 YouTuber. And Santino just wants me to make your day, and I'm going to do my best here today, Lindsey. So, hey, you know what? I have a metal detector on my mind, and then as far as like what my next LAB's video could be, I have no idea. But thank you. And thank you also. Well, let's just start the message. Hopefully, first and foremost, when I'm done speaking here, wherever you are specifically, if you walk out the door, if you're inside, I hope that there's a gyrocopter waiting for you. Now, and maybe Lindsey and Santino, you can go on you know what? Don't go on a nice gyrocopter ride. This guy built this thing in his garage, and like I weigh a lot, so he's like, oh, he like did the calculations in his brain. He's like, we can go up in the air, we can film the shot, and then we can land the plane. You know, so it's definitely very expensive to fly this up in the air. It'd be a very short ride. You know what? It looks like the guy is holding a boner. My bad for saying the word boner during your birthday message. That's inappropriate, Lindsey and Santino. I apologize. You know what? If today is your birthday, I don't know how old you are specifically, but here it is an example that's going to lead into this message of me on one of my birthdays, my 10th birthday. I think it was the night before. I fell down the stairs when my mom called me for dinner, and I broke my finger. And the cool thing, well, it's not cool, but the crazy thing is, whatever that cast did, it did nothing, because my finger is still crooked to this very day. So if you're walking down any stairs, hold on to the railing today, Lindsey. Right at that time of when I was 10 years old, like the first thing I'd do when I'd come home from school every day, I'd go into the pantry and I would try and find whatever snacks I could inhale into my face. Honestly, like you can't see. I think there's like some Keebler items. I think those are like troll fruit snacks back in the day. So I don't know. Definitely, I ate some old school food items from probably the years 1992 to 1997. And then fast forward here to about 2 years ago. Now, I thought it was pretty cool that when I was 10, and then when I was 40-something years old, I consumed Butterfinger candy bars. I don't know if you enjoy Butterfinger candy bars, but in this specific instance, I think 34-year-old Butterfinger candy bars, to me, tasted like chemical acid raindrops, like doo-doo. Like chemical acid raindrops doo-doo. And as soon as I ate just one little tiny Butterfinger that's 34 years old, I felt like I had to brush my teeth for 5 hours. That one was bad. Like any chocolate or peanuts, things that have peanuts in it, candy, that's 30 years old, it's not good. It's interesting that 30-year-old, or 20, in this case, it was a 20-year-old Crystal Pepsi. It tasted like warm sugar water. So like old sodas, to me, it just tastes like a warm, pissy sugar water. I didn't expect that this video would be the most viewed video on my channel. And you know what? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that because I was spending so much money on expired Crystal Pepsis on eBay, I'm grateful for a couple short times, Pepsi brought back fresh Crystal Pepsis, to where I still have them. And then also, I have two more examples. Santino said, she loves your consuming old foods and drinks videos, but only when I barf. And I'll explain that really fast. Like, probably in 2014, 2015, and 2016, like, that's when, like, at least for me, and at least for YouTube, there was a lot of growth and explosion of, like, people making YouTube videos. But I was inspired by Reckless Eating. They have a YouTube channel, and they eat gross stuff. And a lot of their videos, they would throw up, and they would write vomit alert in the title. And like if you and a lot like the Sprite and banana challenge. Like if you drink Sprite and bananas, there's a chemical reaction in your body, and whether you want to throw up or not, you're gonna throw up. And I put vomit alert in that title, and it was like 2 million views in a couple days back then, which was astronomical. So for a long time, when I would put vomit alert in the title, like the video would get a lot of views, but with YouTube community guidelines. Like even if I eat something spicy nowadays, and if I show a minuscule speck of me like not doing well, or oh man, I'm sweating, I don't know what's going on, like the video gets age restricted. You can't earn any monetization on it, so it stinks. Well, you know, it's a great thing as well, and because throwing up throughout the years, I had to get my 2 front teeth. It actually wore down the enamel on my teeth because of my stomach acid. So does it stink that I'm not getting as many views because I'm not throwing up? Maybe. But I think in the long term, it's a positive thing that I can keep my teeth by not throwing up. And even though I have to create my videos for a PG-13 audience per se, I'm grateful that somehow, some way, I can still create content and that people still tune in, even though I'm not throwing up. Lindsey. So I just thank you. I just thank you for listening to that. A 26-year-old bag of Doritos. To me, it tasted it had like a cardboard, a wet cardboard, dirty sock, rancid cheese smell and taste. So it's like it tastes like you're eating rancid cheese for a 26-year-old bag of Doritos. And then it's pretty interesting that I left a gallon of milk out in the sun for 2 weeks. Why? I honestly don't remember, but when I was like, oh my God, I left a gallon of milk out here, and I saw that it expanded and that the milk chunks separated from the liquid. And I was like, just the thumbnail alone for this video, people are going to click on it. And like, I think I exclaimed, I was like, I'm fucking eating milk right now. Now, because all that white stuff was like milk chunks, but to me, like eating 26-year-old Doritos, which are nacho cheesier, tastes like disgusting cardboard rancid cheese. 2-year-old milk left out in the sun, it actually tastes like cheese. Like it didn't smell sour, and it actually didn't taste that bad. I think the problem was, and why I ended up throwing up into my landlord's washing machine, I think it was just the vast amount of expired milk. To drink a gallon of anything is pretty difficult, but to drink a gallon of expired milk, it's not that easy to do. And again, a washing machine is great at washing clothes, Lindsey, but to wash the inside of a washing machine after spewing into it, it's not that easy to clean because there's like thousands of little tiny holes. And because, you know what, I knew I was kind of moving out of here pretty soon, and because I didn't want to just run a spin cycle because I knew somebody else was going to use this, I actually scrubbed the hell out of that washing machine to make sure it's clean. Somebody's probably using that to this very day. And then speaking of milk, even though this wasn't expired, it's pretty amazing. I was paid money to go on a television show, the Eric Andre show on Comedy Central, and my only job was to drink milk and throw up milk. That's it. I don't know if you know who Kato Kalin, during the O.J. Simpson white Ford Bronco chase back in 1994, the chase ended at O.J. Simpson's house. Kato Kalin was O.J. Simpson's house guest. So he was like on the property as like all this crazy stuff was happening. Kato Kalin is the man. I'm still friends with him to this very day. But through Warner Brothers Studios, because I threw up milk on television one time, which is amazing, I get residual checks. I think one year I got $222 in residuals because I threw up on a television show one time. So I'll wrap it up here, Lindsey. As YouTube, if I throw up in a video and YouTube demonetizes it because they say that it's not safe, I am in fact I'm a professional stuntman within SAG-AFTRA, which is the official actors union. So I'm a professional stuntman, no joke. I have gotten paid money to throw up on television, and I've argued these points with YouTube. I'm like, I'm a professional stuntman that gets paid to throw up, and you're saying that I'm in pain, and you're going to demonetize my content. And they're like, yep. Now, I think overall, when it comes down to it, YouTube is a private website. And regardless of my credentials, they can do whatever the hell they want. But you know what? Thank you, Lindsey and Santino, for listening to me. And I would say, with all that crazy stuff that I consumed and threw up, to me, in my opinion, dog food is probably the best choice out of all of it. I'd rather eat a can of pedigreed dog food than ever eat a 1992 Butterfinger ever again. Dog food, to me, it tastes like meatloaf. So with that said, Lindsey, as I have no idea what the hell I just said, happy birthday. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. I hope Santino and Lindsey, in your path and journey of life, that you keep your feet moving, one foot in front of the other, through the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the good days and bad days. I hope that regardless, that you walk together and that your love continues to grow for one another. During the difficult days, sure, absolutely. Like, do the robot dance. Take a deep breath. Make sure to get your bearings straight. I think to hit the reset button every now and then, to rest your mind, it's an important thing. So if you can do that, I think resting and recharging the batteries is also equally as important. I want to challenge both of you to do something that I've failed many videos and many challenges that I have tried to attempt, because a lot of times I set the bar too high. But I challenge both of you to take on a 180 layer lasagna. And all I wanted to do, just like a conveyor belt, was shovel a 180 layer lasagna into my face. And I realized that the issue there was, like, how much cheese is too much cheese? 180 layers worth. I think to shove 180 layers of cheese into your face in one go, that's a difficult. You know what? Don't do that. And finally, after this message, before I say my outro, if you haven't seen the great movie Home Alone, you definitely should. But in the movie Home Alone, Kevin McAllister, the main character, has an older brother named Jeff. In one of the scenes, the words are backwards, but he says, "Kevin, you're such a disease." His name is Michael Morana in real life. I met Michael Morana. There I am. And because I was like, hey, Michael, very nice to meet you. I was like, my name is Kevin. And I was like, besides in Home Alone, to Macaulay Culkin, like, how many people have asked you to call them a disease whose name is Kevin? And he was like, you are probably one of the only few people that I've encountered this with. And he's like, show me your driver's license. And like, I showed him my driver's license, and he's like, yep, your name is Kevin. Back in 2022, Jeff McAllister called me a disease right to my face. And that was the best moment of 2022 for me. So if you're ever watching Home Alone and you see that scene, just know that he also said that to me and not many other people. To Lindsey from Santino, who cares about you and loves you, and myself, the LA Beast, happy birthday. And on your special day, I hope that, specifically, you have a good day.